Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Fishing Report with my main man, Damon, with Spacefish.com. I'm extremely exhausted today after working about, I don't know, 12, 13 hours talk about the NFL draft. But no. We still got to do the fish report here on a Friday. He's got his hat on. He's Damon with Spacefish. How you doing, buddy?
What is up, my man? Living the dream, brother. How you doing?
I am tired, as you could tell, even though I just
You look
complained about it.
tired.
I did. Did you watch the draft last night?
Oh yeah. I watched the whole thing. You know me in football, man. I made up with it, so I watched the whole thing, and it was a good draft, man. It was a lot of excitement, particularly at the early part of the draft. That was fun.
Yeah, that was where Clay Matthews made fun of the Bears to
Yeah,
start. Yeah, that was very interesting because he's like, I got a letter from the president, and everyone's like, what is going to happen now? He could have said like, we're bombing Ukraine. Like, you don't know what the hell he's going to say. Okay. What? And then he's like, oh yeah, just the Bears suck. I was like, all right. Did you? By the way, Damon texted me right away.
Yeah, I did. I'm like, man, that was mean.
Oh, it was. It was. God. I was laughing. I really was. So, did you like what your Dolphins got?
You know what, man? I'm a big trenches guy. I'll be honest. I think the Cowboys got the pick that I really wanted. I knew that the other three offensive linemen were going to be gone by the time that we got to 13, and they were. So I was like, okay, man, Booker. I really want Booker. He's that big guard out of Alabama. And if we don't get him, then I was hoping they would shift to D line. So they did kind of what I was thinking they would do. So I'm good with it. Yeah, I'm good with it. It wasn't one of those picks you're just like, oh my gosh, but like he's a mountain of a man, 6'4", 330. Like we need a nose guard. I mean, desperately. So it definitely filled a big hole. Hopefully he can play up to the level that he needs to. So yeah, I'm good with it.
Okay, that's his official statement. I thought we go the first 60 seconds, get his official pick. Now let's get to actual fishing because I know that's what the people want from us. Let's bring it up. Damon does a great job, and here's the key. You have a question, concern, you want to submit photos, all that stuff. Damon is the guy to go to. Go to spacefish.com, shoot him an email. Let's go to the fish report if I could do this correctly. I believe I can. All right. Take it away, Damon. What's the fishing like for this weekend?
Yeah, man. So actually, we're going to have a really nice weekend. Winds are still going to kind of be out of the southeast, southeast, a little bit more southeast, both Saturday and Sunday, but they're going to be lower. So, Mark, we can get offshore, which is awesome. We've had so many weeks of just heavy winds that have prevented us from getting offshore, but you're going to be able to get offshore this weekend. So, if we're talking about offshore, which we are, the reefs, I mean, this time of year, that's where you want to start. And it sounds redundant, and I don't want to sound redundant, but the bottom line is that's where you want to start with the fish. And the kingfish action actually this week was real consistent out on both 8A and Pelican Reef, which is really, and I have to say, the guys that are going out there and targeting those fish, you'll see some guys that are hanging kingfish and dolphin on the board. That's where they're catching their dolphin too. They're not running out and finding your weed lines. You can do that. You can go see if you can go deeper and find a weed line and find some dolphins stacked up on it and stuff like that. But these guys are catching these dolphins while they're in there trolling for those kingfish, which is pretty cool. So you'd be able to put some kingfish in the boat and obviously put a few dolphins in the boat too. So that's the area you want to target. It's tuna time, man. So we talk about this every year, when we get to certain types of year. And end of April, moving into May, man, the tuna, our other side tuna fishery is really, really good this time of year. And we have some tuna tournaments going on. As a matter of fact, this weekend, the Ed Dwyer Other Side Invitational is going on up at Port Canaveral. So if you guys, somebody wanted to go up there, I think they do the weigh-in on Sunday where they fish over the weekend and then they weigh all the fish on Sunday. And man, it's really, really cool to see those big tuna hit the board. So it's tuna time, man, to get out there and chase some of these tuna. So the weekend looks good for getting offshore. So near shore, when I talk about near shore, Mark, I'm talking about fishing like off our beaches, within a couple miles of the beach, and even usually, not even closer than that, even, right up along the beach sometimes. But right now, what we're seeing is like schools of glass minnows starting to show up in good numbers and decent numbers, I should say. And on those schools, around those glass minnows, there's all kinds of fish that are eating those things. Bonita, Spanish mackerel, there's tarpon in there. So we're starting to see some decent tarpon show up, which is really exciting. And up around Port Canaveral, the mouth of the port, the snook bite has been really consistent up there too. Live bait is by far your go-to. So if you can get some croakers or some pilchards, or even like we call them like select shrimps, they're just big shrimp. You can ask your bait and tackle shop if they have some of those, and maybe get a half a dozen of those. And those are great baits to use for them too. So yeah, just some good stuff going on near shore as well. And sharks, I have to mention the shark fishing has been unbelievable. And should, I mean, I don't see that going anywhere for a while, so that should be pretty cool.
We're here with Damon, Spacefish. I know we got more to discuss here for the fish report. Let's bring it up right now here on the Mark Moses Show. All right, what do you got for surf then?
Yeah, man. So the surf is a big thumbs down right now. As again, this time of year, we're making this kind of transition into summer. The winds start to become just more out of the east, which is traditional as we get into summertime. And when that happens, it blows a lot of seaweed up on the beach. And right now, we've got a lot of seaweed out there, and it's just making it really tough to fish the surf. There were some whiting caught. I didn't see any pompano, anything exciting there. But the surf just overall is tough right now. So I'd focus on other areas until we get a little break from some of those weeds. Our lagoons, man, it's all about the redfish right now. The redfish bite has been really good. These fish around deeper channels, around when I say deeper flats, I mean just flats that are just obviously deeper, hold a little bit more water, not those really, really skinny flats. And they're catching some good redfish right now. So that that's just one of those. Another area to target you may want to look at, or if anywhere you can find like just bridges, old docks, man, that have a little bit deeper water. That's a great place, and that not just redfish hanging there, like snook and sheep's head and everything else will be stacked in there. But redfish is really kind of the go-to right now in the lagoon. And last but not least, I want to mention our freshwater. And this is just a general when I talk about freshwater, really for all of our lakes here on the Space Coast and in Central Florida in general. So April to October is really the time of year when we call them panfish, right? When they start to spawn, and that's bluegill and brim, and these are the fish that I cut my teeth. Most people do. You grow up catching around here, especially if you live a little further inland or around the lake. A dough ball and a bobber, and you go out your lake and you catch bluegill and brim all day long. They're so much fun. But they are really cool fish to catch on light tackle, and a lot of guys target them on fly rod, which is a lot of fun. And May is really that's the month where they really hit it hard as far as the spawn goes. So coming into this, our freshwater this time right now, look for those panfish that, get out there and target them on the light tackle. That's so much fun to do. So there's plenty of stuff to fish for this weekend. The weather's going to be good. So you know what I'm going to say, Mark. Get out there and make it happen, Captain.
I like it. We're here with Damon with Spacefish.com. It's our fun part of the segment now, bringing up these photos that you got sent to you. All right, let's bring up the first one here from Terry. What's going on here, buddy?
So I was just talking about this. When I talk about panfish and bluegill and brim, this is what they are. You see that little lure that he's caught them on right there with the treble hooks on it. Those beetle spins, little bitty flies, little flies that imitate crickets, those types of things. Those are so much fun to catch. And Terry, he does a great job, and he loves doing that. So that's a picture that he sent us this week.
Yeah, it's a cool one. Let's go to John. All right, what is look on his face? I love this. What's going on, man?
So I have to correct myself. So last week I made the comment, and I apologize to John. I just made the comment like, "Oh, he's a recreational angler. He is a recreational angler, but he's also a captain first, and he does run charters and stuff like that." So I totally misspoke last week. But this is him out there on his kayak. He does a lot of night fishing, and obviously, the dude just flat out crushes it, man. And this is when we talk about red fishing being good in the lagoon. This is just another example. Like this is him with a really stud redfish that he caught, man. So killer photo, man. Killer fish.
That's awesome by John. Captain John. Got to make sure I say that right.
Captain John Page.
All right, here's Jim. What do we got? Oh, this is a great photo. What is this?
This is a good one, man. So I was talking about fishing the mouth of the port. This is a great example. The snook bite up there is really, really good right now. This is Captain Jim Ross. Put his client on, one of many snook that I'm sure that they caught that day. And just these fish are just so much fun to catch, and they fight like crazy. And that's just a quality fish right there, man. And people come down here they're not from Florida, and that's one of the fish that they want to catch, and it's truly a fish of a lifetime.
That's a great one. All right, this final one from Alex. What about
Yep.
this?
Yeah, this is Captain Alex Huey. And this is just going back to the redfish thing again in the lagoons, man. The redfish are just that's a great species to target right now. And like we said before, Mark, when you're holding a fish, I mean, look at the smiles on those faces.
Yeah.
Those are his clients fishing, holding a fish, and riding a jet ski, man. You can't be sad.
You got that right. So if they want to submit a photo to you, Damon, how do they get that done?
Yeah, spacefish.com. We have a caught on camera section, and just go in there and just upload your photo and put in a quick caption if you want to talk a little bit about it. Or, some people say, oh, I caught it, doing this or that. Put in there and hit go, and it'll upload to the site.
That is awesome. We'll end on the big video screen here. Should we go fishing this weekend, Damon?
Yeah, man, the weather's going to be good. So this is a great weekend to get out there and fish. So get out and fish.
Damon, thank you so much for your help and have a great weekend.
You too, buddy.